Okay, so I am now recording. I'll just say welcome again to your first Chemistry 2420 class. This is your guys, at least your third chemistry course. Um, this is a fantastic course. It's one of the most interesting courses. One of the biggest units is very, very applicable to your program. We're going to take the concepts of pure, organic chemistry and actually apply it to the industry, the oil and gas industry. So the course kind of starts with chemistry, alkanes, alkenes, alkynes, aromatics, things you might have heard about in 1121. We'll kind of go a little bit more in depth. And then chapter 5, one of the best chapters in like I've ever taught in any course, is very applicable to your program. So we'll talk about fractional distillation and separation of mixtures, all sorts of things. So it is a really, really cool course. I think so. I have a lot of student success in this course. This is a new course for my department at the college, and this is the third time we've done it. So there's a saying in English, third time's a charm, or saying where I'm from, I should say, third time's a charm. I think this is going to be my best semester yet with this course. I did it in the fall last year and winter last year, and winter was much better than the fall, and this will be even better, I think. So who am I? Right? Who is your instructor? I might have had some of you before. I've been here for 8 years in this country. Well, this is my 8th year in this country. And I taught at the college in Canada for 4 years before that. So I've been here 12 years, or at the college for 12 years. And I've been here for 8 years. I have had family here since my family have moved back home, but I love it here. And, I'm looking forward to when the weather cools down and when we can get back on campus. My name, if you've ever had me before, you might have had me for a lab or a class, is Mark. You can call me Mark. You don't need to say Mr. Mark or Sir. Just say Mark. And my email is right here. You guys are old students. You know how it works. It's my name at cnacatar.edu.qa. Because we're online this semester, the easiest way to talk to me is to send me an email. You guys are a small group, so maybe in the future, I might give you my mobile number for WhatsApp if you wanted to WhatsApp me. I'm not going to do it today. My other 2 classes are 30 students each, so that would be 60 people. But you guys are only a small group of 14 or 15. So for now, email is the best. But once we meet in the lab and we get to chat in the lab, if you need my WhatsApp information, I can share that with you. But for now, stick with email. Again, I'm so happy to be teaching you guys as third-year students because you know how D2L works. But all I'm going to do today is talk about the course information sheet and the course outline. So this will include, again, I had the question in the chat earlier, labs, tests, assignments, final exam, where are they? What are they worth? How will you do them? And if I have time, I'll do a brief outline of what is in this course. So classes began this week. That's easy. I just had the question, I think it was from Sarah maybe, how will classes work? They're online for now. If COVID changes, this could change. But for right now, this is online. And I will always post the Zoom link 10 or 15 minutes before it begins. That's at least. Sometimes I'll have it posted much earlier. Will there be labs this semester? Absolutely. This is very good news for you guys, I think, and for me, is your labs will be done on campus. Maybe that makes your schedule a little busy, but these labs in this course, you can't do them at home. It's hard to explain, but these are very, very cool. very hands-on labs. I'll talk to you about your lab schedule shortly. The good news for you guys is there's only 7 labs. So there's only 7 weeks that you will have to be on campus for this course, besides the test and final. And I'll talk about that in a few minutes. But there are 7 labs and they will be online. Unfortunately, and I'm sure you guys have looked at your schedule, your lab is 7:30 in the morning, which is not my favorite time for a lab, but at least it kind of gets it out of the way. So, excuse me, yeah, let's go look at your course information sheet, and then I'll talk about your labs and then give you the course outline. If any of you, I'm not going to go through this, I did this with the other 2 classes. If any of you don't know how D2L works, if you can't remember, because maybe some of you haven't been to college in a couple semesters, just send me an email and I can explain to you how this works. But all I did just now is I clicked on content. That's where all of your content will be. Okay, and this is obviously not all of the content. I haven't uploaded everything yet. I'm slowly going to upload your notes, and I have tons of worksheets and sample, questions. This will be updated throughout the year. So keep checking this. What we're going to look at today is just basically 2 things. We're going to look at the course information sheet and the course outline. So I'm going to click here. This is a PDF document, printable document format. So you can print this at the college when you come in to do your labs. You can print it at home. If you don't want to print it, that's fine as well, because you can always look at this at any time. All right, so course information sheet. This won't take me long because a lot of the things in this you guys already know about: missing labs, bringing medical notes to the registrars, attendance. You guys already know this. This is your 3rd year, so I can be very, very, very quick here. All right, so here we go. Course of, okay, well, first, my name, Mark. I hope to meet you guys in the lab very soon. My office is in building 7. I won't be in my office except days that I have labs, which are basically Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. For you guys, I think your lab is Tuesday morning. So if you ever want to come find me in my office, the Tuesday morning is the best time. Now, I think with the coronavirus and COVID, I don't think we're trying to do a lot of meeting in person, but if we have our masks on and you want to step into the hallway and have a chat, no problem. You can always email me. There's my email over there, and we can chat on Zoom. We can even chat on WhatsApp if you ask for my phone number. Online, years ago, I used to use Twitter, and I left it there because I might go back to Twitter someday in the future. But when I first came to the college, a lot of students were using Twitter. This is 8 years ago, so Twitter was huge. It's still huge, but different now because the college has this. So the easiest way for you to get updates, is there a lab? Is there a test? Maybe I'm sick and I have to cancel a lab. Inshallah, I won't get sick, but all of your information will be here on D2L, okay? Telephone, I wouldn't bother with my phone. That is my office phone, not my mobile. Okay, so don't use that because I'm not going to be in my office very much. I'm working from home, like many of your instructors. Some of your instructors will work on campus, but I am trying not to for health and safety reasons. So this is the big reason you're all here today, I think, right? you guys know about attendance policies, and you know about the policy on cheating or missing labs. But what is this course? What is the layout? The layout of this course is actually very simple, and it's very straightforward for you guys. You guys will have a quiz. You're going to have one quiz. It's almost like a midterm because it's one quiz in the middle of the term. And because it's worth 20%, that's a pretty big number, it is on campus. You guys will have to do this on campus. If for some reason you cannot come to campus for this test, or it's called a quiz, but it's like a big test, we can work it out. We can find a time for you to write it. What I mean is if you're sick or if something happens and you can't come to campus, we can work it out. But this will be on campus, okay? I'm gonna skip assignments. I'll talk about that in a second. I'm gonna go to your labs. So you guys will have one quiz, just one. Again, it'll be on campus. Labs, I think you guys only have 7 labs. If you remember chemistry 1120 or 1121, I think 1120 has 10 labs, including the safety lab. 1121 has 9 labs with the safety lab. You guys only have 7, and that includes the safety lab. So, I mean, there's not that many labs. These will be done on campus. And of course, your final exam will be done on campus. Now, there's a little exception to this. Let me get down here. Your event, this could change, guys. This could change any day. If we see a spike in COVID-19, if the coronavirus, what do they call it in the news? What's the word? It's like it comes back. I don't know what word I'm trying to say, but if the virus kind of grows again, comes back, this can all change. We might have to move everything back online like you did in intercession. But as of right now, this is how it's going to work. So you know that your test is on campus. There's one test. You know that your labs are on campus and your final exam is on campus. So what about your assignments? Well, your assignments are done online on a D2L quiz. So when I say assignments, these are done on D2L, and they'll be very, very simple quizzes. Multiple choice, fill in the blanks, things like that. I have some people writing in the chat. I'll get back to you in a second. But as of right now, your assignments and classes are all online. Do not come to school for class. Never, ever, ever. You only have to come to school for your lab, your final, and one quiz. All right, now let me look into the chat, see what's going on here. Hope it will be okay to meet me. I hope so too. I'd love to meet you all. And I know you'll meet me in the lab. And Niam, I hope I'm saying your name right. What goes around comes around isn't the phrase I was looking for, but there's a name. They say that the virus might spike again, but hopefully not. And then from iPhone, who I don't know your name, but iPhone says, can I explain the labs again? I am going to, Yusuf, hi Yusuf. I'm going to explain the labs in maybe 4 minutes, because the last part of this today is about your labs, your on-campus labs. Very interesting because of the COVID and safety. So Yusuf, I'll talk about the labs in like 2 or 3 minutes. Let me get down there. Okay, so you guys, I can go quick through this because you guys are old school students. You know how it works. To pass this course, you need a 50. If you miss a lab or a test or something, I need a note. Well, the registrar's office needs a note within 2 days. You guys know how that works. If you miss a test, I might be able to give you another one. It depends if I've handed it back or not. But if you miss a lab or the final or the test and you do not have a note, you get a 0. So please, please, please get a note if you miss a lab, a test, or the final. For the assignments, which are online, I can take them late as long as they are not graded and handed back to the class. If you miss an assignment, and remember guys, the assignments are online. If you miss an assignment and I hand the answers back to the class, as in like I give it out on D2L, you cannot do the assignment after that date. So if you miss the assignment, maybe you need an extra couple days extra to do the assignment. If I didn't hand it back, you can do it. I'll get to I just had another question. I'll get to that in a second. Formats of quizzes and exams will be given 1 week before. So any test exam, I'll give you the format at least 1 week before. And guys, this is good news for you. I'm even going to put a smiley face here. Calculators can be used during the exam, but you don't need a calculator for this course. There is no math in this course. You will never need to worry about molar mass or moles or stoichiometry or anything. So no calculators. You might want to bring a calculator to the lab, but I mean, when you guys come to the lab, you'll have your phones. And the lab would just be simple things like subtracting masses or volumes. Just make sure, guys, when you do your test or you do your final exam, don't bring in a phone or smartwatch. I know in the test, if you come in, just keep it away, keep it in your pocket or something like your purse, bag, whatever. Don't have it out. And you guys know this anyways. In the final exam, you know how it works. Office hours, obviously I'm not in my office. I'm going to, oh, sorry, there's a question. Let me get to the question. But I will say my office hours, I'll post online on Zoom a couple hours a week if you need me. And you can always, always, always email me if you need a question. And again, we can meet on Zoom or we can chat before or after the lab or we can chat on WhatsApp. All right. So I have a really interesting question from Saif. I think I'm saying your name right. The question here was, if you were affected by Corona, and inshallah none of us will be, how will you do the lab? Well, if you, again, and I really hope no one, inshallah, I hope nobody gets Corona, but if you do, I think the government makes you quarantine for 2 weeks. So you might miss 2 labs, but you would have documentation. I mean, your Etheraz app would say that you have contracted Corona. So if anybody here, and inshallah nobody will, but if anybody here gets Corona and you have to quarantine for 2 weeks or whatever, you are definitely excused from the lab. If you had Corona and you missed the test, you are excused from the test, and I can maybe give you a makeup test. But yeah, and I mean, that even goes if you have a cold, maybe you're just not feeling well. If you get a note, you're good, you're excused. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Naeem. If you've already been through it, oh man, I hope, I'm glad that you're back and healthy, I hope, inshallah. So, okay, I'm almost done. And Yusuf asked about the labs. I'm getting to that. So, almost done for you guys today. 4 o'clock. I think this. I hope you guys are finished after this. The resources for this course, all you need is D2L. Okay, that's it. I will post my notes online. I'll have worksheets online. The course outline, this is very tentative, these weeks, but this is roughly roughly how long it takes me to do each topic. So next class, actually, when you guys have class again, very easy introduction, just like a reminder. What is an alkane? What is a hydrocarbon? Very easy. Then we're going to look at alkanes and cycloalkanes, alkenes and alkynes. That's a very interesting unit. We'll look at aromatics. I'm going to put a star by unit 5. This is your biggest, most important unit. This is the properties of petroleum and natural gas. This is a fantastic unit for any of you guys in your engineering program. Again, we'll talk about sweetening and souring, and we'll talk about fractional distillation versus regular distillation and all sorts of things. And then we end the course with other functional groups, specifically functional groups you would see in petroleum or natural gas. So I guess you'd almost want to say impurities or contaminants in the gas sometimes when you drill, like hydrogen sulfide and different alcohols and ketones, aldehydes, carboxylic acids, things like that. Sounds a little complicated maybe, but this is an easy course. Really, no, it's just a little bit of studying and memorization, but it's pretty straightforward course. Okay, almost done. I'm sorry, this is so boring. Academic dishonesty, don't cheat. Attendance, please, make sure you attend the classes and the labs. I'm going to come up with a solution on how to take class attendance, but for the lab, you have to be there. Yeah, we'll probably talk about the WhatsApp group maybe in our first lab. We can talk about getting a group with WhatsApp because there's only 14 or 15 of you. I have to check the numbers again. So yeah, Yusuf, when we get together in person, maybe we can all share our contact information and make a little group. But important though, don't rely on WhatsApp. Make sure you check D2L. Okay, always check your D2L. And Niam, I'm glad you're good at memorizing stuff. I've always been bad at memorizing. I'm better at math, but anyways. Okay, so here we go. Just really important, guys. You know the rule. If you miss more than 3 labs without a note, you have to drop the course. I need notes if you miss the lab. So, you can miss a lab or 2, it's not a big deal. But if you miss more than 3 labs, you have to drop the course. So make sure you come to your labs. Your labs are worth a lot, by the way. So you don't want to miss many labs without a note. In chemistry 1120, in chemistry 1121, your labs are only worth 10%. So you miss a lab, it's worth 1%. Here, your labs are worth an incredible 30%. And if you miss a lab, you're looking at like 5-6% of the whole course. You've just missed it. So do not miss labs. Again, it's okay to miss 1 or 2 if you have to, but it's not good for your marks. All right. So luckily, like I said, no math in this course. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat here. Okay, the last thing I'm going to mention today, guys, and then I'll let you go. And tomorrow or your next online class, we can talk a little bit more about anything I've missed. But I don't want to keep you much longer, so give me 3 minutes and you're free. Your lab, as of right now, there's only 1 lab section, and I think it's 7:30 a.m., which is not a good time, but anyway, that's it on Tuesday. I think it's in building 5, 7:30 a.m. on Tuesday. And let me pull up my schedule here. Yeah, and your lab would be in 5215. If we get any more students added to this course, we're going to have another lab section. But as of right now, this is the only lab section. I hope we don't get more students because If we get any more students, there'll be a new lab instructor. I can't teach any more courses. My courses are completely full. So the big thing for today, and this is big because you guys are third year or at least third chemistry students. You've done 3 chemistries. Guys, this is so important. The safety. Your first lab is not until week 3. And this gives me time to cover some material so we can do the first lab. I cannot stress this enough. For your lab, you need 4 pieces of safety equipment. No exceptions. This is from the government and the college. This is not to be, oh, I forgot it at home. Guys, like, this is a government issue, as in we can get in serious trouble. This is not like other semesters. We cannot loan any gear to you. We cannot wash and clean the gear. We don't have the equipment to wash and clean the gear. So guys, in 1120 or 1121, oh, I left my goggles at home. Can I borrow up here? You cannot do that this semester. I cannot let you in, like, serious. I'm kind of laughing because I know how crazy this is going to be. Do not forget your personal protective equipment. You have 2 weeks to get it. 2 weeks, get it. I cannot give you goggles. Okay, now, before I mention where to get these things, I just want to read the chat. Yes, okay. Oh, I am. Beautiful. Okay. Yay. All right, I'm happy. So, the big question is, and Abdullah and Saud, I think I'm saying that not right, where do you get the face shield? That's the big question. Face shields will be given to you at Building 9 reception, the security desk. I think, I shouldn't say I think, I know, to get your face shield, you go to the reception in Building 9 with your student ID, okay? So let's just make a list. You guys need a mask. Where do you get your masks? Well, you all have masks, I'm assuming. Restaurants, stores, malls, they don't even let you in without masks, I think. So you should have masks. So bring your own mask, okay? You get this on your own. Lab coat and goggles you get from the bookstore. And again, I really, it's just going to be an interesting semester, but just get those things from the bookstore as soon as possible. Next time you're on campus, if you have another lab that you have to go to in another course, just get into that bookstore and get your lab coat and goggles. The face shield, this is brand new. Okay, and I have to wear one too. So don't think I don't have to wear one. I have to wear one too. Go to Building 9, the reception or security desk, and bring your student ID. And you get one. They'll just give you a face shield. Okay, so mask, lab coat, goggles, you buy it. Face shields, swing into Building 9 someday and pick it up at the reception or security desk. All right, let me go back to the chat. Okay, Abdulaziz. Yes, of course you need shoes. I should have written that in there. You definitely need shoes. I'm laughing because I forgot to write shoes. I know it's hot, it's warm in Qatar this time of year. Make sure you bring shoes. They don't need to be safety shoes, as in steel-toed boots, but definitely bring closed-toed shoes. So, they can be slip-ons. I know some ladies bring in like this very small slip-on shoes. They could be gym sneakers. Ideally, they wouldn't, but Yeah, shoes. Abdulaziz, if I could give you another mark, I would. Shoes, bring shoes. Thank you so much for that. All right. No Qatari sandal. I love them. They look good, but you know, if glass falls in the lab and you're wearing sandals, it's not very safe, unfortunately. And guys, this is, I'll just mention one more thing and then I'm done. These are real deal labs. Like, we're using very toxic, very volatile hydrocarbons, and yet it can get ugly. It's a good way to say that. We'll be using strong acids, strong bases, lots and lots of very delicate glassware, because we're going to do our own fractional distillation, just like you would in the oil field. Except instead of this giant fractionating column, we're going to use a small lab one, but it's like razor sharp glass. So yeah, it can get ugly. So yeah, mask, lab coat, goggles, shields, shoes. I mean, it's like trying to get into an airplane. But please don't forget that for lab one. So Yusuf up in the chat mentioned or just asked about, so no lab in the first 2 weeks. Just make sure you follow this lab schedule. This is in content on your course information sheet. I will be putting this in your course calendar, but just make sure you follow this. No lab until week 3. So no lab tomorrow. Do not show up tomorrow morning at 7:30. I will be in bed. I will not be here, or there, I should say. Do not show up next week. No lab, no lab. But week 3, you will have to be in the lab. All right. And the last thing I'll mention, guys, and then you're free to go, is if you look at the lab schedule, it's not that bad. We have 1, 2, 3 labs. Then you'll get a break. And in this week, we'll have our test. Because there's only 15 of you, we can do that test in the class, so you don't have to get up at 7:30. So no lab, no lab, 3 labs in a row, 2 weeks of no labs, 2 more labs, 2 weeks of no labs, and then 2 more labs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 labs. All right, I know 7:30 is not a good time, but I didn't make the schedule. If I could make the schedule, our labs would be a lot later. All right, I'm done for today. Let me just see the chat here. Good news, exactly. I'm done for today. It's been a pleasure. I cannot wait to meet you all in person and see you, even though we'll have masks and shields. I will post on the D2L a reminder about your lab safety equipment and where to get the masks if you guys forget. So I'm going to hit stop record. If any of you have any questions, let me know. Typically, guys, my online classes are not this long, so I won't go the full time. It's just I had a lot to say today. But typically online, I'll keep them between 20 and 30 minutes. Very quick, easy to follow classes. All right, so if anybody has any questions, let me know in the chat. Other than that, I will see you next class.